It's a silver train like Spencer.
No, same desk. Same desk.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Last Week in Mall Railways, brought to you by oorail. So before we get into the usual programming, I wanted to have a quick chat to you about Trainsets. As the holiday season comes up, a lot of people are going to be passing around advice as well as receiving advice on Trainsets. So I thought we'd throw our hat into the ring and give us some of our own advice. So before I do that though, I wanted to point out this fantastic video. It's an archive video from 1955 uploaded by David Bromwich called So You Want a Mall Railroad. And believe it or not, it's well worth checking that out for some sound advice. So earlier this week, Hornby brought into stock the Thomas tank engine train set. If you have a younger person you want to get into mall railways, for only $59.99, this particular train set comes with the analog controller, Thomas, 2 coaches, an oval of track, and it's well worth the money. And what's interesting is this particular set is only available from Hornby.com, and they'll only ship it to the UK, Ireland, or the Channel Islands. So you may have to look at other sets if you live outside of those areas or find a stockist. So here we're going to go through the various train sets that are available from Hornby. There are train sets available from other manufacturers like Bachmann. We're going to focus on Hornby since a lot of people are going to probably get a Hornby set. So you can see here they range in price, and there's quite a few of them. You can see there's some that are marked down, such as the blue Rapido train set. You have the Flight of the Mallard. It's not actually available on Hornby anymore, but it is available on Hatton's on sale price, so it's well worth checking that out as well. Here you can see we have the Eurostar, the Master of the Glens train set, and these go all the way up to about $399. Now the Majestic, which is $399, does come with some extra oval track as well as 2 locomotives, so it's worth the extra price. So here's the basic set kind of track that you're going to get. It's a this is from the Thomas the Train, and basically all of Hornby's basic lower cost sets come with this particular oval of track, but it can be expanded. Probably one of the best deals right now is the blue Rapido train set. It's marked down by £30 to $89.99. You can probably get it cheaper in a few other places. And this is a very basic model. It's got an engine in, or motor in one of the power cars, and that's about it. But it does come with this slightly expanded oval, and for the price, it's well worth trying to pick it up. One thing I will point out is Blue Rapido does go a little quick, and it's a little long for this track, so you're going to find yourself either buying more track or getting slightly smaller trains. Here you can see it comes with a bunch of third radius curves, points, some curves to level out the siding, power controller that's DC, as well as a power adapter, power clip, and the buffer stops. Here you can see how the track mats can be expanded. So that layout you see in the center is ultimately what you end up with, even if you buy a larger Hornby set. So you can buy these various different track packs that basically expand the layout by providing more track. This Virgin Trains Pendolino set is actually available from, I think, Rails of Sheffield for a good bit cheaper, but this is a set I'd recommend. We have the set here, and I'll show you in a later video how to expand this to a full set. We're also going to show you how to expand this particular layout or sort of train set track into a full-blown layout. In fact, we actually have done that for the branch line section on the oorail layout. Here, as I mentioned earlier, you can get the Pendolino set for a lot cheaper. It's £149.50 here, and to be totally honest, this particular set is very, very similar to the Blue Rapido set. So if your money's a little tight or you don't want to spend that much, it's well worth checking out. Now, the nice folks at Cornell Mall Center have some fantastic guidance for buying train sets and getting started in mall railways. So I'd highly recommend you go check out their website. It's www.cornellmallrailcenter.com. It's well worth checking that out, and we'll leave the link in the description as well. Okay, so moving along to fan photos. Glenn submitted a couple of photos of his layout to our Facebook page. You can view our Facebook page without being a member of Facebook by going to facebook.com/oorail. If you are a member of Facebook, please head over there, like our page, and feel free to share and like the posts as well. Jared over in the United States He submitted a couple of photos of the Trees and Trains Festival that's currently going on in Ashland, Kentucky. You can see here it's one of many festivals that are going along in the United States and around the world involving mall railways in Christmas time. So here you can see it's got fantastic layout and nice assortment and some Christmas scenes as well. So it's well worth checking out, and you can go visit their website at www.pacfott.org. I believe this runs until the end of, at least the end of November. Alright, so this week on Double Rail, it was a little light. I was quite busy, and you'll see why in just a second. But we did get the King George V Loco Works Wednesday video out, so if you haven't seen that, go check it out. We do some cool stuff with Lima model. Alright, so if you didn't see last year's 2014 Advent Calendar video series, you should go check it out. The playlist is there on the Rail channel. And we've been working very hard to upgrade some of the scenics on the layout and getting videos shot for the 2015 Advent Calendar that's going to kick off on December 1st. So you'll see daily videos uploaded to the channel with different locomotives that you haven't seen before on the layout. So hope you enjoy that this year as well. Alright, so moving on to the news. First off, IC82, or Will, is back online with his Season 7. Today he uploaded a video called Opening the Western Express GTS Sound. This is one of the first videos he's done in collaboration with Hornby. I believe they supplied the set to him, so it's well worth checking out if you get a chance. Also in is the Adams Radial from Oxford Rail. This is coming to stock at Rails of Sheffield, and you can order it now. It looks like they're in stock and ready to go. This is the very first locomotive, I believe, from Oxford Rail, and so it looks very, very nice. I'm very tempted to go ahead and order one from Rails myself. So if you guys would like me to do that, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, check out the photos here. It looks like a fantastic model, and I'm very keen to see how the Oxford Rail locos perform compared to the Bachmann and Helgen and Hornby locos that are already in the market, along with Dapol as well. So it'll be interesting to see how they perform. But these locos right now look like they have fantastic detail, if you saw that cab detail in the previous photo. And obviously you got the new Oxford box as well that Jenny pointed out. It's very colorful and easy to spot on the shelf. And so here you can see Oxford Rail. It's a Adams Radial 442 tank, 3583, and BR 8 black. And you can see here it's £84, 50 pence, and availability is in stock according to Rails of Sheffield's website. Also in the news, the fun guys over at Rapido Trains are in the UK, and they're having a couple of adventures, and you can check that out in the run-up to Warley's Expo next weekend. I'm sure they'll have some pretty interesting announcements as well. Alright, so moving on to Steam Tours. You have a chance to see the Mayflower here in action this weekend, as well as a couple of other locos as well from the looks of it. So the Cathedrals Express with the Mayflower there, it's replacing, I believe, the Britannia, and it's running from London, Euston to Chester. We also have the Oxfordshire Explorer, that's got the Hall class locomotive you saw there, and unfortunately the Capital Christmas Express has been cancelled. Anyway, upcoming now are a couple of links to a few videos that show the London Explorer that we mentioned last week. So last weekend, Ianpool Trains also uploaded a bunch of videos, and one set of those videos, episode 459, was around Hatfield, just outside of Welwyn Garden City. And since this was actually where I'm originally from, I figured I would just highlight this particular video, and you guys can go check it out. It was always nice to see some of the action around Hatfield. I haven't been there in a very long time. All right, and then to round up the kind of prototypical videos, Trevor Ledgway has a fantastic 80s era video. And so if you want to get a chance to how kind of look back in time, and maybe perhaps if you've got one of the new class 50s there, this is an opportunity to check out how it really looked and what kind of rolling stock ran with it. So it's definitely a very valuable piece of history there that you can check out, especially for railway modelers. So moving along, this week's YouTube layout of the week, it belongs to Susanna Yoakum. Hopefully I didn't butcher the name there. We also wanted to wish Susanna a happy birthday. They got a couple of new additions, a couple of updates to their layout, as well as some cost-saving tips with Poundland lighting. Susanna, I think she calls herself the Queen of Lean, and always has a couple of really good money-saving tips. So go check out the channel, and I think you'll enjoy it. So earlier we mentioned some train sets. So starting off the bargains, Hattons have this Flight of the Mallard set. It's got a fantastic A4, large oval of track, and of course if you watch one of my earlier videos, you'll see how to upgrade those cheap Hornby T coaches to something a little bit better. So it's well worth checking that out. If you're looking for a little cheaper item, especially for younger kids, this particular 3F Genty is available, I believe, for about £21, so it's a really, really good bargain. So what we're going to do next is let you guys check out some of the bargains from a couple of other companies. This is from Invicta Models, and so we're going to let you guys take a quick look through these as we wait for the next segment. So, moving along to Mall Railway exhibitions. This week we had Bluebell Mall Railway uploaded the White Rail 2015 from the Isle of Wight. This is a fantastic exhibition. There's some really, really good layouts there. And so if you get a chance, go check out the video. And they did a fantastic job putting together the footage as well. It's all high quality footage and very, very nicely done. I'm quite pleased that somebody finally uploaded footage of that particular exhibition. Anthony Railway B, he did a fantastic job editing and putting together his footage of the Woodbank Garden Railway show, and it has a lot of larger scale locomotives, so it's definitely worth checking that out as well. Then we have the Trainfest 2015. That's a kind of a larger show here in the United States. This particular one shows the products and layouts from the Milwaukee, Wisconsin show. So it's definitely worth checking that out if you didn't get a chance to go see it. We also have the Trago Mills Small Railway Exhibition. This was from, I believe, the 8th of November. And you can see here there's some fantastic layouts and some fantastic buildings in that particular exhibition. So it's definitely worth checking out that video. A new one for us is Train Mania 100. We just subscribed to him today. He had some fantastic shots of the Brighton Mall Railway exhibition. So you get a chance to check out the highlights from that. And that was from last weekend. And then moving along, we have upcoming shows. There's the Thornbury and SG Mall Railway Club exhibition. Ignore the URL. It is the 2015 exhibition, and you can find out more about that by going to www.tsgmrc.co.uk. Looks like it's reasonably priced. Adults $4.50. I think children are maybe £2. So it's definitely worth checking that out if you're in the local area. Next up, we have the Workington Mall Railway exhibition. This is also on Saturday and Sunday this weekend, and you can find out more about that by going to www.solrail.co.uk. So it's www.solrail.co.uk. And it looks like they have free parking, and that's in Lily Hall in Workington. Obviously, don't forget on the 28th, there's also the large show up in Warley. So finally, mall shop of the week before we get into the YouTube stuff. So this week, it's AGR Mall Railway Store, and these guys are located in Bedfordshire, and they have a reasonably nice looking website, and they're a small family run business. So we're trying to point out some of the smaller mall shops, and these guys look like they're very friendly folks, and they have a nice set of services, such as a repair service. They do pre-owned as well. So if you get a chance and you're in the area, go check out their shop, and also don't forget to check out their website. And if you happen to go there, feel free to mention to them that you saw it on Double O Rail. So I wanted to give a quick thank you and shout out to the folks at mallrailwayimports.com. They're based up in Canada. They're very, very competitively priced, especially with the UK model shops. And just recently, due to some exchange rate changes with the value of the Canadian dollar, they're very, very competitive. So I picked up a couple items from them instead of ordering them from the UK, and they got them to me very, very quickly. So I'm going to get some projects done this weekend. So thank you guys. All right, so next up, we're going to take a look at some of the new arrivals that came in this week. So I decided that we're going to change the format just a little bit. We're going to take a look at some of the arrivals at some of the smaller model shops first. So if you happen to know a smaller model shop that does a weekly new arrivals section, please either put it in the comments below, let me know via Twitter, or post on the Facebook page, and we'll try to get them included. This week we have sawyermodels.co.uk. We mentioned them last week, and they updated their website, so I figured it was only fair enough to mention them. We're going to go take a look at Rails of Sheffield, Kernel Mall Centre, and of course Hatton's. So take a sip, take a couple of sips of coffee or tea and enjoy this. So that wraps up the arrivals this week. So I hope you found that interesting. And we also wanted to point out that the Traffic Services Limited Polybulk wagons are also back in stock. So let's move on to the YouTube highlights for the week. And we're going to start off with the big news that Intercity 82 Series 7 Will has started the uploads. And he starts off with opening the Western Express TTS Sound mall train set. And it's well worth checking out. So we hope you enjoy that video. And so let's move on and check out what happened starting at the weekend and going all the way through till Friday. Okay, so we start off with last weekend, and ironically enough, Dave's Mall Railway had a disco night, and so Dave picked up some disco lights the other week, so he put them into use this week with some fantastic results. So it's definitely a good way to start off the weekend. So go check Dave's video out. Following on to that, British Rail 60062 or ASH. He had a bit of a tutorial on installing a DCC decoder into a Hornby or 8249. I believe that's a maybe a class 153 from the looks of it. Then we had Sam's Trains looking at the class L1 by Hornby. It was a very nice video and definitely well worth checking out. Then we had a look at a new train manufacturer. This is Scale Trains here in the United States. And this is a very good interview and a nice look at the new locomotives. And I believe there's a couple of other videos related to this as well coming up. Then we had Ryan Bucks 93. He had a English Electric Day. And you can see there he had quite a few nice models running on his layout. Next up we had AY76 giving us a layout update, and have some very cool LED lighting effects on his layout, so definitely well worth going through and watching his well put together layout update. Then we had Doug, and Doug had another mixed traffic running session. This time, as you can see, it was in a more panoramic view. So it's a little bit different and definitely well worth checking out. Then we had a sound test for the Class 108 from Witness Soundscape. If you're not familiar with Witness Models, go check out their website at witnessmodels.co.uk. They do some fantastic DCC work, and of course they have a duet as well. Then we had Goodison Road Mall Railway, another layout update. I believe he made some progress with his Helix, if I remember correctly. So definitely go check out his video. Then the long-awaited update from the Mall Railway Corps. You can see here he has quite a few diesel locomotives, and it's been, like I said, a long-awaited update. So if you haven't checked out his channel for a while, go check out the update. Then we had Train Room Gary. I believe Gary is up in Michigan, if I remember correctly. And he had a bit of a product review. He's very well done, so it's definitely worth checking out. Then we had Bedroom Railway. He did kind of a bit of a layout update. Built this retaining wall, as you can see here, and a bit of a running session. So definitely worth checking that out. It was a pretty nice video. Then we had Eleanor 84GY, and I believe he's moved into a new house and is working on the layout there. So you can see he's got some turntable and some other parts of his update, so definitely worth going looking at that. Then Intercity 3000 had a Swanage Mall Railway update, and you can see there he also had a Class 50 in Network Southeast livery, and some nice buildings, so well worth taking a look at that video as well. And then we had Kevin. Kevin's been working on this O-gauge Western. Kevin really likes his Class 52 Western locomotives, and I believe this week he's got sound working, so it's definitely worth checking that out. And then we had Beresford Junction, and this is a quick nuclear Flask running session. I believe it used a DRS class 37405, and it's nice but quick look at his layout as well. Then Stephen Bennett had a Mall Railroad update. He did a bit of extra work this week, and it's definitely worth checking out his progress. And that basically wrapped up the YouTube videos from the weekend. So let's move on to Monday. So Monday started off with Western Centurion. He was up bright and early posting this video. And it was basically Mark thanking a whole bunch of people and a couple of shout outs, including to us. So thank you, Mark. And glad you enjoyed the video, and hopefully you enjoy this one as well. Hornby had a couple of promotional videos this week as well. So the first one was on Monday, and this was the West Coast Highlander train set. Not too surprising with the run up to the holidays. This is one of the train sets you can check out, as we mentioned at the start of the video. Then we had an Olivia's Trains GCC sound fitted Class 85, as well as a factory sound fitted D55, and that was from Nathan 83A. And just remember, all the videos featured here on the channel can be seen in the Last Week in Mall Railways layout update. Playlist. Then we had Mateus. Mateus got a new Ahern Genesis EMD SD70, and he was very excited to get this and did a fantastic review, so it's worth checking out. Next up, Australia 1957T, another LMS kind of early part 2 running session around his layout. Definitely worth a quick look if you've already watched some of his previous videos. And then that basically brings us into Tuesday, November 17th. So Tuesday was kicked off with some freight running on the West Green Garden Railway. Looks like it's still under construction, but he wanted to do a bit of a running session, so definitely worth checking that out. Then that brings us on to the next promotional video from Hornby. This was yet another train set, and this time it was the Great Western Railway passenger freight train set, or 1138. And this is one of those smaller sets, but it's still worth checking out if you're trying to figure out which train set you'd like to get this holiday season. Then we had another video related to the Scale Trains release. This is another new manufacturer, and sorry, it's the same manufacturer. It's new, but it's a new set of products. And so I believe this was a set of easy to build kits. So it's worth checking that out as well. Then another video from Pitbull 1845. He had a bit of a Class 08 running session, and a couple other locos I think made an appearance as well, if I remember. Then we had CN LVN, and this is the I think it's Aure maybe, or Aure layout, and this was the first run, and so it's definitely worth checking that out. Then we had the YouTube model builders. I believe this was their regular session, and they had a bit of a mention there about the track planner intro as well, a new monthly show starting in 2016. So if you didn't get a chance, a couple of things were explained as well, so it's well worth checking that out. And then that brings us on to Wednesday, November 18th. And that started off with some DCC sound running from Nathan 83A. And then that was followed up with the unboxing of a 2800 class from Hornby. That was from Sam's Trains, and I believe that was the second or third review that he's done this week. So definitely well worth checking that out. Looks like it's the older Hornby version as well, looking at the wheels. Then we have My Love of Railways. I basically had a layout expansion, and this was the fourth part of his layout expansion video series. And definitely worth checking out. Some nice shots of his layout as well, as you can see there from the photograph. Then we had Christopher, and he had a bit of a colas running session. and you can see some new modern image locomotives running around this layout, and it was very well done and worth checking out, especially if you want to check out some of those newer models. Then Pitbull 1845 had yet another video. I believe this time it was a class 47 maybe. Yep, it was 47828 arriving at his Bocot depot. Then we had Susanna with another kind of video update. I believe this was one that was requested, so you can take a look at that. I believe they did a quick run around of their layout. Then a very interesting video. This is the new Bachmann Easy App loco, and this is basically that Bluetooth LE system that we mentioned in the first last week in Malroe's video. So you can see him testing it, and this could very well be a replacement for DCC, or at least a supplement for it. Then Stephen Rowe had a West Green Garden Railway O gauge, another bit of a running session. This one here he has 41205 as well as a couple of other locos, and definitely well worth checking out. Alright, so that takes us into Thursday, November 19th, and it started off with CME on the move with this Falcons Tower TMD double O gauge layout. It's a very nice video, and I think there's a secondary video that goes with it in a few minutes. Then we had the folks over at BNSF 6951, and you can see there he was paying a quick visit to Chuck down in Tucson in Arizona. It was nice to see these guys getting together. Now we had another update from Goodison Road Mall Railway. This time I believe he had the Sea Eagle running on the layout, and so it's definitely worth checking that out, especially if you're following along the progress of his layout. This here is the video that complements the CME on the move video that we mentioned at the beginning of Thursday, and so it's definitely worth checking this out as well. You can see here I got one of several logos, including this class 58 running. Then we had a Bachmann Tornado. This is running on Matt Slade's layout, and it's a bit of a DCC sound running session. And this is a very nice locomotive, and the sound definitely adds to the loco, so it's definitely worth checking out and getting a couple of views of his layout as well. Then we had Andy over at Bodmin Junction, and he's been working on one of those just like the real thing O gauge locomotives. Kevin has one of these, I think, as a Western Centurion. I believe he's working on the class 25, Andy is here, so you can see in progress. Also, we had the Bachmann Trains. Also got in on the promotional train set videos this week on YouTube, and this one I believe is their Night Before Christmas American set, and it's worth checking that out as well. Then we had Hover Motion with some really cool onboard camera videos and some fantastic videography. So it's definitely worth checking this video out, even if you're not interested in this type of locomotive. Just for getting some ideas from the truck cam is worth checking out. Then Chuck Baker showed us how he makes his rock faces, and this is a fantastic video. Chuck does a bang up job giving you a walkthrough of how he does it, and it's very, very cool, so definitely worth checking that out. Then we had Chams 123, and he shows you how to replace and change wheels on older triangle locomotives and rolling stock, so definitely worth checking that out, especially if you're like me and have a good collection of this older locomotives. Then we had another running session at Ore Branch. This time I believe it was the first run return trip, and that was over at CNLVN's channel, so go check that out. And that brings us into Friday, November 20th. And so that got kicked off by Eric's Trains. Eric had episode number 55 of his layout update, and he walked you through a bunch of changes that he's done. as well as a quick tour around the layout as well. So worth checking that out. Then Simon over at Liverton, he took upon himself a way to build one of these power distribution boards. You may have seen Dave had something similar that he bought, and Simon has done a fantastic job showing you how to actually build one. So it's worth checking out. Then I also noticed that the National Railway Museum had this really interesting video as they kind of played musical trains around the National Railway Museum, trying to make room for the Eurostar. So it's kind of interesting, and it's well worth checking out. Then we had Hornby once again doing their promo train set video series, and here you can see it's the Virgin Trains Pendolino set, which is R1155, and this is actually one that we have, and it's well worth checking out. So if you're interested in this locomotive or set, it might be worth taking a look at that. Hornby also released the Master of the Glens train set video as well. This is R1183. This has the P2, looks like it's possibly the railroad version looking at it, but still a very nice locomotive, and for the price it's definitely worth checking out. Then Matt Slade had a look at the new Hornby double O gauge Sentinels. These are basically the same Sentinels that were released last year, only in slightly different livery. So unlike earlier ones, which were NCB and Tarmac, I think Esso, this is a different set of liveries, I think including Wabtec. West Coast TMD had brought in a fueling depot and a few other little purchases to his layout, and so it's well worth checking his layout update to see what he's been up to. And then finally, Dave over at Dean Park Station survived his vicious, I think it was a Starling attack in his attic, and so you can check out what he's been up to. And like we said, all of these videos are featured in the Last Week in Mall Railways playlist. You can find it on the layout, or sorry, on the Double Rail channel. Alright, so this is a quick look at one of the possible plans that we're looking at for the bridge on the Double Rail layout. This is the Connell Ferry Bridge, and it's one of the original plans. This should be easy enough to build out of Plastistruct. Some guy's already done it, I believe. I saw his video in one of the BRM magazines, and so it looks like it's definitely doable, and it looks like it's a nice structure too to try to build out plastic art. So I'm going to give that a shot maybe. If you have any better ideas, please put them in the comments below. Otherwise, I'm going to tackle this over Christmas. I suspect it's going to take me a few months, but we'll see how it goes. Also, this is Lots Road Power Station in Chelsea, at least how it looked quite a long time ago. And this is going to be the inspiration for our power station buildings. I've already kind of mocked up quite a few sections of the power station that are low relief, so you'll be seeing that shortly in an upcoming video. I thought I'd point this out and let people have a look at what we're doing. And then finally, upcoming videos from Double O Rail are going to include the next APT update. I did pick up an extra power car this week, and I've kind of got that already working, so you should see possibly a Workshop Wednesday video showing the APT power cars running in unison. Alright, so that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it, and obviously feel free to like, share, and of course don't forget to subscribe to the Double Rail channel. If you have any comments or suggestions about this, please leave it in the comments below. Otherwise, until next time, and I hope you enjoyed the video.